Debate 2. Despite the best efforts of the mainstream media and even other Republicans, Trump crushed it. Let's do this. Hello again, fellow American citizens. Well, the second presidential debate is now behind us, and the general consensus of nonpartisan sources is that Trump did a fantastic job and most likely won the debate. And I'm inclined to agree. In fact, leading up to the debate, I was getting a bit depressed about the Trump candidacy. But after the debate, I was renewed by having been reminded why Trump is the hero we need in 2016. So, here are the best moments of last night's debate. In the first debate, Trump spent a significant amount of time and energy on defense, justifying his statements or excusing his behavior. In this debate, coming on the heels of his conveniently leaked audio with Billy Bush, we were all afraid that that would be the case again. But no, Trump masterfully handled these situations with ease and grace. Moment number 5 was in how he deflected the Access Hollywood audio and redirected the focus on the real abuser of women.
If you look at Bill Clinton, far worse, minor words, and his was action. His was what he's done to women. There's never been anybody in the history of politics in this nation that's been so abusive to women. Hillary Clinton attacked those same women. President Clinton did. He was impeached. He lost his license to practice law. He had to pay an $850,000 fine to one of the women, Paula Jones, who's also here tonight. And I will tell you that when Hillary brings up a point like that, and she talks about words that I said 11 years ago, I think it's disgraceful, and I think she should be ashamed of herself, if you want to know the truth.
Can we please hold the applause?
The first time I heard the Trump audio, that was my first thought. How can they bring up things that Trump said about women when we have a candidate that defended some despicable things that her husband did to women, many women? And this brings us to moment number 4, which actually happened in Trump's pre-debate press conference.
Mr. Trump, you touched women without their consent. Why did you say you touched women without consent, Mr. Trump?
Why don't y'all ask Bill Clinton that? Why don't y'all go ask Bill Clinton that? Go ahead and ask Hillary as well.
Hell yeah, Paula, tell it like it is. Moment number 3 is in the same vein, as Trump brilliantly defended the Gold Star family controversy from early this year.
First of all, Captain Khan is an American hero. And if I were president at that time, he would be alive today. Because unlike her, who voted for the war without knowing what she was doing, I would not have had our people in Iraq. Iraq was a disaster.
Well, that's a valid point, isn't it? And it relates to policy, not just rhetoric. Well played, sir. The number 2 moment actually goes to both the moderator and Mrs. Bill. I was shocked this weekend that all of the attention was on Trump's comments from the previous decade, when WikiLeaks had just released a trove of damaging documents directly from the Clinton camp from only 2 years ago. These were documents directly relating to policy and politics, not just offhand comments. Things of actual substance. As I stated in my video about the document dump, Mrs. Bill made some curious admissions, and I never thought that the debate moderator would even bring it up, but she did.
This question involves WikiLeaks' release of purported excerpts of Secretary Clinton's paid speeches, which she has refused to release, and one line in particular in which you, Secretary Clinton, purportedly say you need both a public and private position on certain issues.
But the real bombshell came in Bill's wife's response.
Well, your 2 minutes.
Right. As I recall, that was something I said about Abraham Lincoln.
Whoa. Did you catch that? She just authenticated the WikiLeaks release that her camp said they would never authenticate. She admitted that she said those things that were mentioned in the leaked documents. In my video, I also stated that of course they were authentic, based on the Clinton camp's lack of denial and WikiLeaks' stellar track record. Thanks for the confirmation, Mrs. Bill. And of course, the number 1 moment of the night was also the greatest burn of this and perhaps any campaign.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Yeah, because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
We want to remind
Did you hear that crowd? That zinger wouldn't have resonated as well as it did without that thunderous reaction. Don't act like the American electorate didn't hear that. This was the Donald that we were hoping to see in the first debate. I'm so glad he decided to make an appearance this time, and I hope he shows up again next Tuesday. Keep it up, Mr. Trump. Bonus number 1, still photo of the debate, was this shot of Bill and his fat-faced progeny staring in contempt at Donald for bringing up all of Slick Willie's past sexual misdeeds, replete with 4 victims of the Clintons' war on women in the audience. This one photo sums up their feelings about the entire debate. Pulitzer Prize right here. Who were the big winners of the night besides Trump and all of his supporters and the American people? Well, of course, Debate Fly. If any of you watched the premiere of HBO's Westworld last Sunday, you no doubt noticed the flies landing on the faces of the reactionless robots. To make the comparison to Mrs. Bill being a literal robot is too easy, so I won't make it here. But Debate Fly was such a huge hit, she instantly spawned dozens of Twitter accounts. Awesome. The other big winner was...
We have one more question from Ken Bone about energy policy. Ken?
Hell yeah, Ken Bone!
What steps will your energy policy take to meet our energy needs, while at the same time remaining environmentally friendly and minimizing job loss for fossil power plant workers?
Who is this guy? I'll tell you who. A future legend. He now has over 52,000 Twitter followers. This dude is a rising star. Keep your eye on Ken Bone. Final observation, Mrs. Bill, in an epic display of stamina, sat down every time it was Donald Trump's turn to speak. Literally every single time. I only noticed Trump sitting at the beginning of the debate. The rest of the time he was on his feet, like a president. She looked like the frail old granny we see her as. And this is the real reason I don't think her robot double took her place at the debate last night. After a weekend where a bunch of weak-willed sissy Republicans pulled support for Trump, none of us were expecting Trump the showman to dominate the debate as completely as he did. Did this one debate performance re-energize his supporters and breathe life into his campaign and get us all amped to see the next debate? Back at A right. Hey, do you love America? Well, America loves you, and so do I. Just as friends. Check out one of these videos, and don't forget to subscribe, and let's be Twitter buds. Let's keep this party rolling. Fact and A.